All right, this is your host, Sonia, the Quantum Liberator, liberating you one subconscious pattern at a time. And today we're going to be talking about the scarcity / not enough pattern. All right, so if you constantly feel like there's not enough time, money, or love, this is deeper than a mindset. So basically, this pattern is usually inherited and reinforced over time. And it's basically where your nervous system expects loss. And it's a constant state of lack and survival. And so this is something that I grew up in where, it was always that scarcity and lack mindset. So you start to take on the energy and you have a lack vibration within your body. And so no matter what you do, even if you hustle hard, you get to a point where you're like, dang, I'm making more money than ever before. But why do I have more expenses than ever before too? It basically equals out to the same, to constantly being in lack, because you have that lack vibration within your body. So your nervous system actually can determine how much money you can make because of that vibration within your body. And so when you're in that constant state, you're never going to be able to surpass it. You're never going to be able to kind of feel free and able to do what you want to do. And so I had to work with that for a long time. It took me just being aware of it. It took me a whole year to work that vibration out of me. But once I did, money, love, money and love started flowing. And it's not even, that you find the love of your life or anything. It's just when you work with that lack vibration and train it out of your body, basically, you start to be able to receive money from expected and unexpected places. And so some people are like, well, the universe will just, but yeah, it's basically your nervous system. Whatever you believe in your body is what is going to flow to you. And so basically how it shows up is overworking. So people that are working like 3 jobs just to get however much money that gets them, working 3 jobs might get you a lot more money, but your body is constantly, you can't even enjoy the money. So basically settling for less, settling for jobs that you hate versus something that you're actually really passionate about. The fear of missing out or losing something. So, and this happens when we grow up and we have a lot of loss, or our family experienced, my family was poor. And so there was a lack of vibration, a lack energy that leaked into me and my sister. And, it just takes training that vibration out of you. First, becoming aware that that's a nervous system pattern and not who you truly are. And actually starting to believe that there's infinite possibilities out there, because there is. It's called the quantum field. There are infinite possibilities in the quantum field. It's just about us being able to regulate our nervous system and being able to reach out into the quantum field and we're not even reaching out. Our bodies are basically radio receivers. Our bodies are receivers, and we're constantly sending and receiving signals with our thoughts, words, and emotions. And so when we're actually able to send signals of love, joy, abundance, then we start to get those signals back. And we start to see that in our life and in our reality. So the more we are able to open our minds to possibility, the more we're able to start receiving over time. And this is love. This has to do with money, love, relationships, friendships. So the cost of being in this scarcity mindset is chronic stress. You're always stressed out about money. You're wondering how you're going to pay your bills. And there was a time, and that's the thing. There was a time where, my bank account was negative, and I could have chose to be worried about the bills and things like that, but I knew, I believed that once I train this vibration out of me, that it was gonna start to flow. And so I had to stick with it and train the vibration. Like I would literally sit with the negative bank accounts and tell myself that that does not define who I am. That negative number does not define who I am. And I kept sitting with it. I kept sitting with it. And there was times I realized I was avoiding it because I didn't want to see it. But that's when I needed to go in there and look at it again and train it and keep training it out of me, because that doesn't define me. That does not define me. And after I sat with enough negative balances, and that the thing is, even though I sat with months worth of negative balances, but I was still taken care of. My electric bill was still paid. My, my water bill was still paid. My rent was still paid. And so I was always taken care of. So we're really stressing for no reason, because we're always going to be taken care of. And then when we train ourselves to not stress about the bills and things like that, that's when we can actually start to have fun. We start to be able to receive more money in our lives to have fun with. All right. So the cost of being in the scarcity mindset is also blocking opportunities. So we're blocking opportunities because we're constantly, so when our brain is so focused on the scarcity and the lack, we basically, our brain tunes out any type of opportunities because we're not open to it. And so when we focus on being receptive and being in this receptive mode and opening up our, we're actually looking, our brain starts to look for opportunities that align more with us and who we are and who we want to be. And so that's the key, is to basically, believe that it's just about knowing. Once you are aware of all these things, you can start to rewire it. But another cost can be never feeling satisfied. So you're never going to feel satisfied if you're always in the scarcity mindset. And here's the reframe: scarcity isn't your reality, it's your nervous system's conditioning. Okay, let me say that one more time. Scarcity isn't your reality, it's your nervous system's conditioning. And you can rewire that into a whole different state. I promise you, I've done this. And so a body awareness for this pattern is, where do I feel contraction or openness when I think about my future? So I remember when I was looking at those negative bank accounts, I would feel a contraction in my chest. Or if I was looking at bills that needed to be paid and I didn't think I had enough money, I'd feel the contraction in my chest. And so once I started to realize where it was in my body, I was like, oh, I can feel it in my body. And so when I started to train it out of me, that's where you start to realize, like, okay, I know I've trained it out of me when I stop feeling anything happening in my body. No contraction, at least. If it feels just open and, just open, that's where you want to be. Because when you're just open, you're in the receptive mode and you're able to receive opportunities. You're able to receive love, money. And so just think about this with your future when it comes to your future. So when your body feels safe, you stop living like everything is running out. So it's about allowing your body to feel safe and open so that you aren't in that scarcity mindset. Scarcity, I don't even want to call it a mindset, because you can have a mindset but still have you can have a certain mindset but still have a vibration in your body. So the vibration is the feeling in your body, and you can feel it through like contractions and different things like that. So I'm gonna end that there for this pattern. But remember, if any of this resonates with you, definitely go to my website, soniachar.com. You can book a discovery call with me. We can see the different options out there, and I do have free opportunities to work with veterans. I am starting a veteran initiative, and it's basically going to be all free services for veterans. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day.